City, why is we buying Enzo? Why are we trying to buy Enzo? Enzo gave the green lights for City to go buy him. But now I say, why are you going to go buy Enzo? First of all, we don't need Enzo. We got players that already do the position of Enzo. And even if Enzo comes in, he ain't going to do it that much better. I'm going to be so real. Respects to Enzo. He's an amazing player. I saw him at Benfica. He's an amazing player. But he's also an ego player. And him coming in could impact the dressing room. And Man City don't need that because they're already... Pep Guardiola already left. Roger already left, which was like a leader there. Bernardo Silva already left, which was one of the captains as well. So you got a lot of like the dressing room spirit and the dressing room like leaders leaving. You do not want to bring an Enzo Fernandez to that dressing room. How do I tell you? Enzo Fernandez is not the player to be bringing into the dressing room when you just lost so many big commanding players. And now you're in a new phase. Is either you're going to die or you're going to be able to slowly, you know what I mean, get back to where it was when Pep Guardiola left. Because now it's a big stage of Pep Guardiola left. So now everybody, so now it's a very big stage and you got like, and now we have to see our City performs without Pep Guardiola, without Rodri, without Bernardo Silva. You know what I mean? Without so many players that City is missing from last season that were all like big impacts on the team. And then you lose a manager that's been there for a decade. You lose a manager that's been there for 10 years. Yes, so now it's very impactful and it's a very critical stage of Man City's club. Because let's be real, if they come in and they barely won their first game, if they come in and then do horrible, then now what? Now if they start doing horrible in the first games, the whole season's going to go downhill. And they might even be looking at middle of the table, lower mid of the table, around there. So it could be a disastrous season for City. And bringing too many players, and especially a player as big-headed as Enzo, after what he's going through that we've seen at Chelsea, I don't think it's the best call. I don't think it's the best call bringing in an Enzo, which we already have players that can do that role. We have a Kovacic who can do that role. We have a Nico Gonzalez who is still young and can do that role. Nico can do that role for us. We do not need. And then we got the DMs. We got Anderson. Yes, he just got injured. You already paid over 100 million for Anderson. You paid 100 million for the new DM. And now you're going to want to waste. Because if you go get Enzo, you are not wasting no less than over 100 million. You are not wasting less than 110 million. You are going to waste more than 110 million to go fetch Enzo from Chelsea. So now we are looking at a 300, way over 300 million on just the midfield for 3 players. And that's 3 new players. And if you bring those 3 players for that much money, then you have to play them. Because you cannot fetch a player that's over 100 million to not play them. So now you go fetch 3 players. And now you play a whole different midfield. Now there's going to be no chemistry. Now nobody knows how to play. Because those 3 players came from all different clubs. They all came from all different clubs that play all different footballs. So now you bring them in. And the midfield is the critical, if not the most important area in a football game. It's the midfield. And you bring 3 new players to the midfield who all came from different teams playing different type of footballs, different leagues. Except from Anderson that stayed here and Enzo. To play all in the middle. And now the front players, the centre backs, the back defenders ain't going to have no connection with them. They don't know how they play and everything. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster. And you need players. I think you need players that was already playing there, has been playing there for quite a bit of time and knows how the football works there. You cannot bring that many midfield players into one team for that much money. Those big names. No, not big names because the Moroccan ain't that big, but it was a big name and is a big talent. You ain't going to bring all those players who have to be played because Anderson has to be played. You cannot waste that much money on an Anderson. That's not going to be played. He has to be played. Yes, he just got injured, but I'm saying when he's not injured, he has to be played. And then if you bring an Enzo, he has to be played. You know what I mean? So now, and then the new DM maybe plays now and then, but he has to be played quite a lot as well because you paid a lot of money for him. So now you are left with the rotation. Yes, you're going to have a lot of rotation, but that also makes it bad for you because now you rotate the midfield so many times that the players of the midfield don't know how to play with each other because they're always playing with different type of players. I don't think Enzo is the right position, is the right player for Man City. I'm gonna be so real. I don't think, and if they do get him, it's going to be a quite over downfall of Man City, because Haaland's not in his best of his form. Cut his hair. He cut his hair, and now he's gone. But who knows? We don't know, because we don't know what City we're gonna get after Pep Guardiola. If Pep Guardiola was still here, we kind of know what City we're gonna get. We're gonna get a City that fights for the trophy. We're gonna get a City that is a contender. We're going to get a City that goes to the Champions League and plays good. We're going to get a City that is pretty good, that we know even whatever player comes in, because Pep Guardiola's over it. And we know a Man City with Pep Guardiola. However, now Pep Guardiola is gone. We got Rodri gone, who is the Pep Guardiola in the field. Now we got all those players gone. The big players that control the team, they're gone. So now we have no clue what type of City we're going to get in this new season. And you bring in this many players, especially in the midfield, it is very, very, very risky, and it's like the biggest gamble that you could do. And I'm not going to lie, Maresca needs to relax. He needs to relax, because it's not looking too good. And what I saw from the first game, it definitely ain't looking too good. And you not starting Shirky is already pissing me off, because I don't know how you're not starting Shirky when we saw what he came in and do. I have no clue why managers hate starting Shirky. I don't know. Maybe it's something with him and the managers. I don't know, bro. But anyways, talking about Enzo, I don't think that we should get him, because there is players that already does his role. He plays like a number 8. He's a number 8 of the team. And we already have players that play that position. So there's no need to go get players. We got a Kovacic, an older player. We got an older player that does that role already, who's been doing that role for so long. And then we got a Nico Gonzalez, who is way younger and does that role as well. So we don't need an Enzo. We don't need an Enzo. So I think if they want to go waste over 100 million again, because yes, they made a lot of money on the transfers, but they let so many players go. So they need to also bring, I think if we need to go get like a backup striker or something, because if Haaland gets injured, we don't have. If we sell Marmoush, we don't have. And then the wingers are kind of covered. We got rotation on the wingers. The number 10, kind of, we can play like Phil Foden and Shirky if you want to rotate. So it's not that bad, but I still think we could get like either a number 10 or a striker. I think the back line's kind of not that bad. It is kind of bad. The defense is not looking good at all, if I'm being honest. But if we're talking about these type of things, then you could either invest on the player for the back line, or invest in the player up front. Because imagine Haaland gets injured, it's cooked up. It's cooked. Because we don't need more players, because we just saw Gehi, who just done a phenomenal job in the first game. In the middle, playing like a DM and a number 8, but more of a DM, because he is phenomenal. We saw what he done, so that's another player that can play there. So we don't need middle players. We actually don't need middle players. But I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right. But let me know, because I think what I'm seeing right now is it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it should be a move that City should be doing. But let me know. I want to know from like City fans and other fans. I would like to know. I would love to know their opinions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you watched any minute of my video, I really do appreciate it a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.